Brighton have held Arsenal to a 1-1 draw at the Emirates. Lewis Dunk beaten by Saka in the build-up to Havertz's opening goal. German taking it well. In the second half, a huge moment. Declan Rice sent off for a second yellow for not retreating. Before Dunk then made amends, playing a part in Brighton's equaliser, scored by João Pedro. So let's hear now from the Brighton captain. Here is Lewis Dunk.
Lewis, that game had a little bit of everything. How satisfied are you as a team to come away with a point from the Emirates?
From obviously being in a difficult position, I've got to look at myself on the first goal, and we bounced back from that, and then the 10 men makes a difference for us. But in the end, we didn't create enough chances when they went down to 10, and in the end, it's a good point. Emirates is a tough place to come, so yeah.
Imagine you're disappointed in the role you played with the goal that Arsenal scored in that first half. Is that something that then plays on your mind for the rest of the game?
No, maybe when I was younger, but now you make mistakes in football and everyone makes them, and it's how you react to the mistakes, and you just got to try and forget about it. And but it was nice to set one up in the other end, so at least I bounced back a little bit.
Yeah, you made up for it with that brilliant ball up to Minter. That must have been a good feeling.
Yeah, the way we want to play is quite forward and vertical now, and we got quick forwards that we can make passes to, so it was nice for one to come off.
We saw in the game at home last week that the manager brought more attackers on, and you managed to get that stoppage time winner last week. Similar again here today. It almost seemed like he wasn't satisfied just to come away with a point.
Yes, when they go down 10 men, but we didn't create enough chances when they went down 10 men, and we probably tried the difficult thing too many times, and we didn't get wide areas and get the overloads, and but we go away now and look at it.
Well, you go into this first international break unbeaten still as a team. Has this start to the season gone better than you've expected under the new manager?
Maybe, but we always believe we can win any game of football. We've got ourselves in a real good position, made some good signings. We're in a good place at the moment, and we go into every game trying to win, so and we know we can beat everyone.
Appreciate your time, thank you.
Cheers, Jules, thank you. Cheers.
Jules Breach talking to Lewis Dunk. Interesting first answer to that question when asked if he's happy with that point. So. I mean, they asked many questions of Arsenal in that second half. They were much better than the first 45.
They were, but I still don't think they asked them enough questions. I mean, when they go down to 10 men, Arsenal, and they still had a large chunk of that second half, they didn't really create too many clear-cut chances. I mean, Ayari come on, and if he gets his head up, he has a better shot on goal. But in terms of really hurting Arsenal, making them defend, I don't think they really did that. So that's probably why he says so, because when you get, 35, 40 minutes with 10 men, 11 versus 10, got to keep attacking, keep asking them questions, keep making them defend, and eventually you hope they get tired. But I just don't think they did enough.
Ian, I know, in the end, almost your overriding sense is one of relief of getting a point at the end.
You have to feel that because, like I say, it's going to be a long season. There's games I thought that we played last season and before where, Arsenal should have recognised at a stage, right, you know what, OK, it's not going for us. Let's just make sure we get what we get in and not lose this game. We lost games like that before at Arsenal. So I think you've got to take the point. I still do believe that, Declan will probably look at the two yellows and be a bit disappointed. But at the same time, when you look at the referee and some of the decisions he made, you know what I mean? I think this referee's got main character energy anyway. But at the same time, when people are kicking the ball away in the first half and you're not booking, and then you kind of do feel a little bit aggrieved by that. So this is why I think that everybody was so upset. That challenge, yes, you look at it and you feel there's no studs showing. No. It's one of those challenges, a genuine attempt for the ball, but no, you get booked for that. And then obviously, again with this one, with everything that's going on, Declan here, we know what he's doing here. But you look at Veltman and what he's doing there. Veltman is trying to get him booked. Veltman's got no one to pass this ball to, right? He's got he knows he's there. Look, he's got no one to pass it to. He's not even looking at the ball. Veltman knows exactly what he's doing there. And those are the things as well, what the VAR have to look at. He knows what he's doing. He's trying to get him booked and sent off.
But does Declan Rice have to kick the ball?
No, but Declan Rice doesn't have to kick the ball. But at the same time, Declan is playing the game, but so is Veltman. So you can recognise what Declan's doing, but then we're not supposed to recognise what Veltman's doing. He's not actually trying to pass that to anyone. He's not looking at the ball. He's acting like he's going to do it so that if it hits Declan gets booked, Declan's off. And that's what happened.
But this is what was made clear to all 20 Premier League sides this season.
Yeah.
From the referees and the assistants is you have to retreat and you can't get involved in a set piece in the way that he did.
Right.
So for not retreating, look, he knew this, and you can almost see the way Chris Kavanagh almost apologetically gave that second yellow, it was all you could see the look in his face, which was to say, look, you all know this rule now this season.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen.
You can see him doing that. But then if we're going to be doing stuff like that and people kicking the ball away, then do that in the first half to João Pedro. Book him, the ball went out of play and he still blasted the ball away. Then do that as well. I don't care about apologetic face and that. Just if you're going to play it by the rule, which I thought he done today, I thought he done everything you think, well, yeah, he's got to probably do that. Then do it properly all the way through the game. That's why the Arsenal fans have got the hump today.
Darren?
Consistency. I think that's what Wright is alluding to there, is that if you are going to send Declan Rice off, and Declan Rice will look back at that and go, I've made a mistake here, although Veltman wasn't playing the ball. But if you see these instances in the first half and you do nothing about it, then you're going to expect criticism, because all people want with VAR, there's no issue with VAR, it's just consistency across the board. So not one decision is different to another decision if they're both kicking the ball away. And I think that's where the Arsenal fans certainly today are getting angry, because they're like, well, hold on, we've seen that first half, but then you couldn't wait to get the second yellow out for Declan.
But saying that with the Arsenal fans as well, I think you can hear in the stadium there's a little bit of impatience in respect of attacking them. You've got to recognise, like I say, sometime in the game when you think we've got to get a point. We've got to make sure we get a point.
Keep hold of what you've got.
Absolutely. They made some very good substitutions in Enciso, Adringa coming on, very dangerous players. Pedro already on there, causing problems. So you want to make sure you don't lose the game. And that is why I thought in the end the point is a very, very good point. You have to take it.
There's no doubt that red card for Declan Rice turned the game on its head. 7 minutes later, Brighton fully capitalised.
Yeah, and again, Lewis Dunk, really, really good play. I mean, no pressure on the ball, so he should drop. But it's a really good run from Minter, good pace. I mean, to be fair, Gabriel could have brought him down there and there could have been even more trouble. But it was a really good pass. But again, they don't drop because there's no pressure on the ball, and Arsenal just don't drop. And the gap between the two centre-halves is way too wide. I mean, and he manages to play it in behind both of them. They almost cross over. But again, it's a really good run from Minter, good penetration through the middle. And João Pedro doing what all good centre-forwards should do.
But the thing is, you look at that as well, and when you look at that in the play from there, you look at Thomas Partey, he's literally run past him.
Yeah.
Right, so Thomas Partey also has to recognise that in that instant, he has to go all the way with Pedro. At least make a challenge with him. Pedro just blasts past him and he's kind of jogging back. Those are the things that when you look back at that, you'll say, well, that could have been avoided. Maybe you could have put more pressure on Lewis Dunk. You know, he's got the capability. Put more pressure on that, cut that angle off for him. And I think Partey's got to cover Pedro.
All right, I tell you what, let's get some post-match reaction to that big point for Brighton. Yasin Ayari joins us pitch side now from the Emirates. Yasin, I mean, that looked like a hard-fought point in the end. You had chances in the second half. How do you reflect on it? A well-earned point, or it could have been more?
No, like you said, it could have been more. But still, we need to consider that we are unbeaten and we're playing against a good team today. But we should create some more chances and score some goals in the second half when they get the red card.
What was said at half-time? Because obviously we saw two very different sides to Brighton, no doubt helped by the red card, but you were much more on the front foot.
No, we just said that we just need to keep going because we had some chances in the first half also, but just keep going and the opportunities will come and we need to be sharp in front of the goal.
You had a chance in the second half yourself. How do you reflect on that?
I haven't seen it back, but I've heard that the first post was open, but I thought he's going to run to the first post, so I put it back in the second, but he was already there, so I should have put it in the first post.
OK. I mean, I was just trying to see if we could just run that for you to talk us through. In fact, we've got it here. Just tell us what you're thinking. Yasin?
Yeah. Like I said, the first post was open. I thought he was running to the first post, but yeah, it was still there on the ground.
Do you think in that moment you didn't feel you had more time to maybe do that? Do you feel you had to go quicker there? Yeah.
I think in the moment I thought I had a guy beside me, but if I stay calm and looked up, I will see that I have more time and the first post will be open. So there's something I need to work on.
Yeah, but look, listen, that's 2 wins and a draw at the Emirates Stadium. It's still a fantastic start, albeit, you know, you may have lost a 100% record, but that was always going to be tough against Arsenal today.
No, of course, and we knew that before the game. And like I said before, we're unbeaten and we're playing against a really good team today. And we just have to keep going after the international and keep improving, keep getting better in the small details. And I think we can do good things this season.
Yeah, creditable point, and it keeps that feel-good factor very much alive under your new manager, Fabian Hörster. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Yasin Ayari, who joins us live from the Emirates Stadium. He speaks well.
Yeah.
I think he almost sounded a bit despondent that he couldn't quite take his chance. But it was a difficult one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, because the ball came at him very quick. He had to control it and shoot very early. And you could see that when he saw it, and what was interesting, what he said was, I'm going to have to work on that. Again, when it comes to certain strikers, like you say, natural strikers, you're not worried about what's coming behind you or beside you. All you're seeing is the scenario of what's in front of you right now. And that's where the calm, clinical strikers will get that under control quickly and pass it into that area, because you know the goalkeeper is going to try and get up and get across there. But you've got to get the ball under control early and be calm. If somebody comes and tackles you, then you just got to give them credit for doing that. But you do the basics in that moment of getting under control and hitting it in the right place, you're probably going to be calmer in front of goal.
OK, well, having heard from Ayari there, let's now get post-match reaction from the Arsenal dressing room. Here's Bukayo Saka.
Bukayo, I can see you're disappointed. You've come straight from the dressing room into the interview room. What did the manager say in there to you guys?
Of course, we can't give them anything. It was difficult for us in the end to go down to 10 men. We did show good fighting spirit. But, yeah, when we have the game, we have to finish it off, especially in the first half.
When you lose a player of the quality and importance that Declan Rice plays in a game, how tough is it for you to regroup and change things around as well as a team out there?
Yeah, it's not easy, because Brighton are a good team. You know, even with 11 players for us, you know, it's difficult to play against them. So with 10, it makes it tougher. But, yeah, we gave it our all.
Do you feel like the red card was unfair? Have you spoken about that as a team?
Yeah, for me, I don't like to put the whole game on the referee, but, you know, we just want some consistency. You know, in the first half, João Pedro's kicked it out far away, didn't get anything for it, and Dex just done the littlest touch, and he's got a second yellow for it. So it's just a bit harsh for me, but it is what it is, you know.
Do you see it as a blow to drop points this early in the season, particularly here at home?
No, it's a long season. We know that. We've been ahead and lost it. So, you know, it's a long season. You know, I'm not too worried.
You talk about the chances that you guys had in the game as well. Your good start to the season continued today with a third assist in 3 games. Do you feel like your relationship with Kai Havertz is continuing to improve?
Yeah, I really enjoy playing with him. He's a man that has some great movement, always in behind the defenders, and he's a big threat in the box, so I try to look for him a lot. And yeah, he's on fire, scoring goals, so I hope he can continue.
A little bit of a break now for the internationals, and then when you come back, it's a North London derby. Important that you bounce back in that game?
Yeah, we'll be ready for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sounds a bit downbeat, and you can understand why?
Probably, yeah, because they know the job in hand, which is to try and get 90 points this season, dropping no points at home. So
because the margin of error is so small.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what it comes down to. That's why he's so disappointing. He's so disappointing for everybody.
Yeah, and Saka had a couple of chances.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he looked really sharp that first half, but just couldn't capitalise. I mean, does really well, gets himself to a good area. This one here, I felt for him because he does everything right in terms of getting himself in there, but maybe the cross was just a little bit. If he'd have curved his run a bit, he could have come onto it. But you're talking about fine margins, and he's done well to get there, but to try to generate power from there, it's too hard.
Big blow, though, without Declan Rice for the North London derby next week.
Yeah, it's a big blow. I think it's a big blow for us simply because he's so integral to everything what we're doing. If Declan's on the pitch for the second half, we'll probably win that game. He's a big miss, and I think you could see that in the way that we played in the second half. Arsenal played the second half. That, you know, to get a point is such a big point now.
OK, we're going to move away from events at the Emirates Stadium after the break here on Matchday Live as we count